Welcome back to In My Feelings, a safe space to talk all things NBA. I'm your host, Big Woz, aka Wosny Lambre. Let's go. All right, guys. First up, man, we got to get into this Shai Gilgeous-Alexander MVP All-Star leading the Thunder to the Western Conference Finals, having the year of his life, playing super well. Crushed it in game one, especially in the second half. I think the world of the guy as a player. I think he plays the right way in terms of loves to get his teammates involved. Super unselfish guy. Is clutch. Handles it. Passes it. Shoots it. Mid-range assassin. Just an old school, hard-nosed player. Busts his ass on defense, is about the right things. However, I think the last week or so, basically since the Denver series, the discourse has kind of shifted to the way that Gilgeous-Alexander is being officiated, specifically his ability to just draw foul calls seemingly at will. And we've seen what, people on the internet like to call foul grifters, or foul-seeking behaviors, as my man Nate Duncan likes to say, or whatever, floppers, whatever. Whether that be Harden, Trae Young. I think when Jalen Brunson is at his worst, he's doing a lot of the neck snapping and fouling and all of that. We've seen it. Even on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's own team, Lou Dort, my God, does that guy flop a lot. I think Shai, man, is not of the Harden and Trae Young category. He's not doing a lot of the, hooking the guy's arm and, the KD classic rip through, or he's not doing the classic stuff that we associate with grifting. I think he's definitely accentuating the contact on his drives, and, he's just become an expert at drawing this stuff. But what I would say is that Shai's shiftiness, his deceleration, acceleration, like his shake, for lack of a better term, is on another planet, super elite. The footwork, the balance. Like, there's a reason why he's able to draw so much contact. I don't think people can say that he's not actually drawing contact. And I don't believe that Shai is not believing. Empirically, you can look up the free throw data. He's not drawing fouls at some historic rate. Like, this isn't Dwayne Wade in the 2006 finals. I know I just dated myself with that. Like, it's not that. At the same time, we know it's not Shaquille O'Neal or LeBron James in their prime, where these guys were so physically imposing and dominant that, like, teams had no choice but to foul them. And I think it's the Shaqs, the LeBrons, the Jokic's, who, when you look at the guy's arm after a freaking game, it's just red as hell, all kind of scratches and bruises. Like, people are battering and bruising the guy. I think that's where the conversation does have a fair bit of merit when you consider the level of contact that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will be able to draw fouls from the officials for, compared to other players who are, I guess, more physically imposing, right? And I get it. Like, we don't even need to bring up a Shaq highlight from when he was playing, like, what dudes would have to do to him in order for Shaq to draw a foul. I would say, look at the freaking Nuggets series. Specifically when Hartenstein was guarding Jokic. Like, Jokic is backing this guy down, and he is just billy clubbing this dude like he's on the goddamn Edmund Pettus Bridge in 1964, bro. Like, I'm talking about just letting off on Jokic on these post-ups, and it's just the refs are just watching it happen. Julius Randle in game one, like, this guy is banging. He's being banged around in the post by OKC defenders, and he's getting no calls. And I gotta say, too, I want to give it up to OKC. Like, these guys play a physical brand of defense. They dare, specifically guys like Lou Dort and Hartenstein and Caruso, like, they're daring the officials to call fouls on every single possession. Like, they're doing the right thing. Oh, I don't want to, like, make it seem like OKC is somehow cheating or somehow skirting the rules. They're doing the right thing. They are like, look, we're going to play a physical brand of basketball because we're oftentimes outweighed by most of the guys we play against. We have to sort of bridge the gap between that physicality imbalance or those physical advantages. And this is how we're going to do it, by being the most physical defensive team in the NBA. Again, if I'm a Wolves fan and I'm watching Ant Edwards go downhill constantly and Julius Randle, who basically lives in the paint and is constantly drawing contact, and to see some of the, like, I'm sorry, like, yes, it's not phantom contact. Shea is drawing contact, but when you look at the level of contact compared to some of his counterparts and opponents that often go uncalled, I see why people will have a gripe. You know, and then if you want to get all conspiratorial, because of course this is the NBA and people have to get conspiratorial about every freaking thing that happens, you know, you see a call where Shea basically trips on his own foot, nobody's around him, the refs call it a foul immediately, Wolves have to burn a challenge, and then you see the replay, and it's like nothing happened to this kid. It's obvious he's getting the benefit of some friendly kind of whistle. I don't think there's any doubt about that, but what I would say is, and what most fans, reasonable fans would just say is like, man, we just need some level of consistency around how this thing's going to be called. And I wouldn't be shocked. I know Minnesota's front office and coaching staff are sending so many clips to the league right now. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the contact that gets called gets more balanced. But, man, it was stark to see it in the first game especially. And we're going to be paying attention to this throughout this series because I think it's going to have a huge impact on whether OKC can credibly guard these guys going forward. And so I just, you know, man, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I get it. People getting upset about the level of calls. But at the same time, I don't want it to seem like there are levels to foul baiting or foul drawing. And Shea isn't just completely cheating. He is drawing actual contact. It's just a matter of balancing the ledgers, and making it so that other guys get calls too. Next up, man, Mike Malone, shouts to him. Gets paid to go home. Fat contract, by the way. He is doing mighty well. Got paid after being unceremoniously fired by the Denver Nuggets with like 4 or 5 games left in the regular season. Now is doing broadcast work for ESPN. NBA championship coach, great record, like winning record in Sacramento, won the championship in Denver. These guys won 50 freaking games every single year, damn near, that he was in Denver. Like, this guy's a good coach. Obviously a dope basketball mind. I think fans will be served by having him on ESPN's call going forward in the playoffs here. However, after game 1, you know, again, this is his first game. This isn't some seasoned broadcaster. He didn't go to Northwestern School of Broadcasting and Journalism. He's not a Syracuse guy. He's a novice. We know this. He's no Big Waz. We know this. However, man, this man got up there and said Shai Gilgeous-Alexander played like the MVP of the league. Don't be petty. I mean, like Mike, like I get it. You're nervous. You're on live TV. Like, I get it. But I don't know, man. Like, the dude that you was just coaching for all these years, won the championship with, you know what I mean? Like, he's not the one that fired you. That was Josh Kroenke's doing. Like, I don't know. There's something just kind of disloyal about that I just didn't sit right with me. And I get it. Like, maybe he was just caught up in the moment. But, like, don't do that, Mike Malone, man. Don't get up there and start calling Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the real MVP the second you get up there on TV, bro. Like, let's just do better. Let's celebrate loyalty going forward, man, here in America, bro. All right, man, I want to talk about this story coming out of New York. And no, I'm not quite talking about the Knicks going to their first Eastern Conference Finals since the year 2000. Jesus Christ. Limp Bizkit was killing it back then, y'all. Like, such a long time ago. First of all, I'm sure you guys saw all the videos of Knicks fans celebrating in Midtown Manhattan, around MSG, 34th Street, 7th Ave, 33rd Street, 8th Avenue, all around that corridor. If you've ever been to that part of Midtown, it's a busy-ass part anyway, but like Knicks fans turning that into basically a meeting ground for Knicks playoff games has turned it into something else. But of course, coming out of those celebrations from Game 6, beating Boston to advance, we saw this Pacers fan walking through a crowd of Knicks with his Halliburton jersey on, and they threw literal trash at the guy. I thought that was uncalled for. At the same time, we live in a culture of trolling. Why this dude decided to rock his Pacers jersey through a crowd after a Knicks win, knowing the Knicks are going to play the Pacers, knowing the heated rivalry. I don't know. That seemed like troll baiting type of behavior. Same time, Knicks fans, don't throw trash on people, even if they're fans of the other team. Like, you're better than that. Also, like, don't throw trash at my man Brian Windhorst, who just going home from doing his job. Sorry he picked the Celtics like every other media pundit in the history of planet Earth. Don't throw trash at people. But I guess this story took a turn for the sunnier side. Pat McAfee found this dude, brought him on the show. Turns out this guy is an FDNY firefighter named Hans Perez, lifelong Pacers fan and supporter. Even flashed his tattoo. This is according to The Athletic, Tobias Bass. And they surprised him with a Tyrese Halliburton video call. And Halliburton said, quote, "I personally want to bring you and a +1 out to Indiana for Game 4. Everybody in our organization wants to make sure that you're taken care of. All the teams excited to meet you. It's all we've been talking about." End quote. Nice, happy ending. What I do appreciate about Tyrese Halliburton, this is a guy who understands the moment. And I mean both in games, out of games. Like, this guy is ready for the stage, man. Like, he saw this unfortunate situation happen to a Pacers fan, and he sees the moment to make a cool story out of it. Get this dude out to Indianapolis. I mean, we won't get into that, but like get him a freaking ticket with a +1. I'm sure it's gonna be some dope seats. He's gonna get to meet the team and all of that stuff. Like, this is something dope. Like, shouts to Halliburton for stepping up in this way for this Pacers fan. But what I would say to sports fans, like, don't antagonize people in an unnecessary way. Like, go to your bar. If there's other fans or somewhere and you rooting for your team, and I root for your team and do all of that. But, like, I think there's a limit to, like, don't show up to the damn Knicks hooligans after party parade thing in Midtown with your Pacers jersey on after the biggest win in 25 years. Maybe don't do that, sports fans, going forward. All right, folks, that's our show for today. Make sure you subscribe to the Ringer NBA's YouTube page. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so that you are notified each and every time we drop a brand new episode of In My Feelings. And make sure you're hitting that like and share this thing with all of your people so that we're getting love in the algorithm. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.